Before we get into this week's episode, we have some exciting news to share with you all. Take It Home is partnering with Botanical Brothers for a giveaway.
One of you lovely listeners will have the chance to win a beautiful bouquet delivered to your doorstep. The only requirement for this giveaway is you do have to be local to the New York City area because they are delivered locally. So I'm so sorry if you're not. But hey, if you do live in New York, all you need to do to enter the giveaway is
Like the pin post, share it to your story.
make sure you're following Take It Home Pod and Botanical Brothers on Instagram and comment your favorite flower. We will be choosing a lucky winner on Monday, May 4th. Head to Instagram and enter the giveaway. And you should definitely check out their bouquets because they are stunning.
Literally stunning.
Each flower comes individually wrapped, so you can actually create your own arrangement, which is really cool and unique. And also, Mother's Day is coming up, so we thought this would be a great time if you want to treat your mom or someone else that you love, or yourself, whatever you want to do with that information. Anyway, let's get into this week's episode.
Hey, I'm Noelle.
And I'm Marisa, but Noelle calls me Pete.
And I'm Sarah, but Noelle calls me Reese.
And welcome back to
Take It Home. Today, our special guest is Reese. But
Sarah.
Her name is actually Sarah. Sarah Elizabeth Park from Greensboro, North Carolina. Sarah and I have been besties since literally like fourth grade. We've known each other for longer, but we didn't become close until sixth grade, maybe, when we did Greensboro Youth Chorus together, which is so funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's been one of my best friends for a long time, a home friend who now lives in the city. And yeah, today we have her on the podcast.
Yes, we do. Friend.
A forever friend.
Sarah, who are you?
I mean, what a question.
Who are you?
I'd love to know the answer.
We'll find out after this episode.
You'll know everything about yourself after this.
Perfect. I've been searching my whole life.
I think I'm just realizing that you're like the first non-actor that we've had as a podcast guest.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So I'm usually like, who are you? And like the actors will give their spiel like
I'm an actor.
I'm an actor, singer, and I do this. Yeah.
I'm just a girl.
But
You're
yeah, how do you
way
feel?
more than just a girl.
I'm just a girl. I don't know. Like, I don't know how to describe myself. I don't define myself very much by my job. So
Yeah, that's
it's like a
very fair.
A very insignificant part of my life. I feel like
I
to
think
me.
your job defines you the least out of like everything else that defines you, because Sarah has more hobbies and extracurriculars. Can you say that when you're out of school? Is that like
Yeah,
still?
hell yeah.
I don't know.
Okay. And just
We
so
make the
many
rules.
things going on outside, always setting some random freaking goals.
I don't.
And yes, you do. Sarah has a lot going on at all times and is a very high achiever.
Wow, that's so sweet.
It's true.
That's high praise that I don't deserve.
Like, tell us some of the things that you do outside of work.
What are you passionate about?
Oh, good question. I'll tell you about how I spend my time.
Please do.
How about that?
Yeah.
I teach yoga, which I guess that's a
Yes.
passion of mine. Yeah, I really love teaching. I am into running right now.
She's training for
a marathon.
This much is true.
Which, when this podcast comes out, you might have already run your marathon.
What day is their marathon?
May 3rd.
No, it's going to be the week before.
Oh my gosh! Everybody wish Sarah luck.
Wish her luck
Thank you.
in the comments.
Comment below. What if we get like 1 million comments being like, "Wow,
Well, good luck,
Sarah." Well, now you're running 2 marathons this year.
That's true.
That's crazy. Sarah got accepted into the New York Marathon, which
And
is
when is that
insane.
one?
That one's in.
November
My goodness.
1st.
So do you have to like retrain? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, basically. Well, so my training block right now for this marathon is 16 weeks, so like 4 months. And then I'll probably take like May and June and part of July to like, I'll keep running. Like, I'll probably still run at least like, 10, 12 miles on Saturday and like keep like 30 miles a week or something.
Same.
Loosely.
Same.
I'll maintain my base, and then I'll probably do like a shorter training block of like 12 to 14 weeks to
Dude.
ramp back up.
One time Sarah brought Pete and I to Run Club.
Dude,
And Pete
what a
and I
time.
were really struggling.
Well, I know I have to tell you because I've never been like a super athletic person.
I'll
but,
just say they did really well.
No.
in my adult life, I've gotten a bit more active and like found a love for movement that I never had. And in my head, I was like, I kind of want to try running again because the only experience I've had with running was like doing the mile run in like middle school. And I hated it. So when Sarah was like,
that sucks. That sucks
horrible.
major.
And I always had like the longest time. Like it was so embarrassing. But when you were like, I'm a part of a run club, like, do you guys want to come? It was also like we run and then we were going to stop and do like a yoga flow and then run a little more.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So I was like, that sounds great. And I had no idea what to expect. But the run was long.
How long do you think it was?
For me.
I think we did like 3 miles or 2 or 3 or something.
For someone that hasn't run since middle school,
That's a lot.
too much for me.
I was in a running era, like at the beginning of COVID. I never ran more than 3 miles at a time, but I would consistently run 2.5, 3 miles. And so I was like, this will be easy. It'll just come right back to me. It didn't.
It's like a whole other thing.
It is a whole other thing. And I haven't been running in a couple of years. I don't know why I thought that I could just do it and it would all come back to me and I'd be just as good as I was when I used to run.
It kind of fucking sucks for like
it fucking
long
sucks. That's a
time.
good way to put it.
Yeah.
The first mile felt okay, and then I was literally dying. Noelle and I were like lagging behind the entire group.
Sarah was running ahead and then
laps.
Yeah, you were literally running laps around us because you kept being like, okay, I'm going to go catch up, but I'll come back to you guys. So you would like run up and then you'd come back and check on us and be like, how are you guys doing? And we'd be like, we're okay. And
I was
then
like,
you'd
I'm
run up
dying.
again.
I just like to put a disclaimer on here that one, I'm not a good runner.
Oh my
Sarah,
God.
Like in the grand scheme of like the running verse, like I'm not.
Well, whatever.
Maybe in the grand scheme of the running verse.
Also, I'm trying not to make running my personality. So
That's fair.
Yeah.
Dude, you're reminding me of Rodney because Rodney is like powerlift man.
Dude,
he loves to lift.
he's strong.
He's very strong, but he'll post things of him working out and he'll be like, I got weaker. I don't know, like things like that. Or he'll be like just things. And I called him out recently and I was like, you know, a majority of your followers are way weaker than you are. And he was like, actually, a lot of my followers are from when I used to lift a lot and I haven't been doing it. And a lot of them lift way more than me.
He gets it.
So
He gets it.
I was like, you know what? Okay, I actually will not argue with that. But normally when I see those things, I'm like, come on.
Still more than the average person, though. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
more than
like,
the average person.
Totally.
Dude, like when we were at yoga last week and one of the other yoga teachers was like, aren't you a runner? And you were like, and I was like, yeah, she's running a marathon. She's a runner. She's a runner. She's a track star.
I don't know.
But that doesn't define you.
It doesn't define me. I don't know when I'll claim the title runner. Maybe after my marathon, we'll see.
Okay.
It's like claiming the title New Yorker.
Yeah.
People say you can't do that. Like,
And
if you're a transplant, we're called.
Some
I
people
think
have
it
like
has
the
to be-
10-year
People
rule.
say like 5 years, 10 years.
Yeah, 5 years for sure not.
Yeah.
It has to be way longer, I'd say.
Yeah.
You're hitting your 5-year in October.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I still won't be a New Yorker, I guess.
Yeah.
Damn.
I'm a person who lives in New York, not a New Yorker.
Yeah.
What else are you passionate about, Sarah?
Generally like being active for sure. I just like to like do and move and
Groove.
groove. One of my life mottos is doing, moving, grooving. It's also my Instagram bio. But what else? I don't know what
I feel like you love hosting.
I do like hosting.
Cooking.
I actually recently have decided that I'm not a great cook, but I enjoy it when I have time. But I'm more of a baker.
Sarah's an incredible baker.
I like to bake. I find it very fun and therapeutic, and
Your rock
I like to get creative.
Oh my God, your
My
rock cake.
Your rock cake.
Rock
Oh
is short for
God.
carrot.
Yeah, I
Carrots.
made a rock cake for Easter and delivered it over.
It was so
Mhm.
good.
Okay, good. I had some qualms with it.
What
Like,
were your qualms?
I didn't love the pecans.
Mm.
I think the icing maybe was like a bit tangy.
Was it cream cheese, right?
It was a brown butter cream cheese frosting.
Yeah.
But naturally, I didn't measure for the icing since
course.
it's not an exact science. And I feel like I might have messed it up. I don't know. I felt like maybe the cake was like not very sweet, which I liked, but
Right.
I think the pecans like threw off the texture for me.
Interesting.
Well, I liked it.
Okay. I mean, it was good, but it wasn't.
I can think of two of my favorite things you've ever baked.
Okay.
One, both of
Wait,
them
can I
were.
guess?
Yeah, that's a fun game.
Okay. The almond cake.
Oh, that one
Fuck,
too.
I was certain about that one.
That wasn't even one that I was thinking about, but
Is
that
this the almond
up
cake
there.
recent?
Yeah, it
almond
was
cake?
recent.
Yeah, that was good.
So good. Okay, that's like knocking one of my things out.
Oh, I want to know.
I don't know. Maybe the chocolate cake I made this year.
That's one of them.
Okay.
My birthday chocolate cake. Snoop Dogg's
Snoop
recipe.
Dogg's recipe is like literally so good.
I know you know.
I don't know why I want to say like the grapefruit olive oil cake, but
Yes.
oh my god,
That was it. But I don't think you tried that one because
That was-
you made it in Greensboro.
Yeah, it was.
That sounds amazing.
Were you living in New York at the time?
I think I was living there, but maybe I went home for Christmas early, so my birthday was in Greensboro.
Okay,
But yeah, the grapefruit olive oil cake was so good.
it's one of my favorite bakes of all time. Like
Yeah.
it never fails. It's a Molly Baz recipe.
Your favorite.
Grapefruit pistachio olive oil cake.
Ooh.
Wow. It was so good.
That sounds amazing.
I love when you deliver treats. Can you make the
I love
almond
doing
cake
it.
again?
Yeah, it's literally so easy.
Okay, please. Thank you.
Yeah,
That was
for
really
sure.
good.
I'm passionate about snacking cakes, loaf cakes. I'm not really an icing girl. Like, give me a banana bread. Give me
Yeah.
a little tea cake that I can have a little cup of coffee with
Yeah.
that I can eat for breakfast or like an afternoon with some tea.
Yeah, I had your almond cake with a little latte I
Yeah,
made.
like that's
And
what
it
I'm passionate
was-
about in life.
Yeah. It's the little things, you know?
No,
it is.
literally.
I think that sums up what I'm passionate about, the little things in life.
Mm-hmm.
I'm passionate about
That was like, wait, that's going to be a funny clip.
Insert crickets.
I'm passionate about a lot of things, but not things
You are.
not a lot of like tangible things. I feel
Mhm.
like I'm passionate about making the most of your time, being
Yeah.
intentional with time.
You're
And like,
the most intentional with time.
And we're definitely, that's kind of what we're going to talk about today.
wow,
But-
what a great segue.
Maybe we should table
That
that,
wasn't on
for a minute
purpose.
because we got a couple segments to get through.
Okay, yeah, let's wrap this up. That's enough
Anything
about
else
me
you want to
for
say?
now.
Okay.
No, not really.
We'll
get
say
back
more
to
about you
Yeah.
as we go.
Okay.
Sippy of the weeky.
Sippy of the weeky.
This is a new one, so if you're behind at all,
Wait,
you
I'm a
probably
little
wouldn't have heard
behind.
this
Oh my God.
segment.
Yeah, like the
This
past.
was so good.
It's so weird. This little song. Sippy of the weeky. Sippy of the weeky. Yeah, so that's our new theme song for our
love.
sip of the week.
Perfect.
Kind of a weird one, but that's okay.
No
Wait,
notes.
Reese, you brought the ingredients.
I did.
So tell us what we're drinking this evening.
This was fun for me. I'm not really like a bevy making girl.
She's gorge.
I wanted to do something light and refreshing and springy and hydrating because it was summertime in New York this week. So
Yes, it
it's
was very hot.
This is a Sarah original that I pulled some inspiration from some other recipes. It's pineapple, watermelon, Electro-lixir.
With mint.
That's what we're gonna call it. Yeah, so we blended up some mint and pineapple, strained the juice, then did a little sparkling watermelon juice,
And some
Some
electrolytes. Powder.
watermelon electrolyte powder,
Mhm.
some mint.
Did you
That's
put the
basically it.
collagen in it?
No, because I was scared it was gonna clump the more I thought about it. Because I don't think it does well in cold drinks.
Fair enough.
We were gonna put collagen in, but
We didn't.
we didn't.
We didn't. And that's okay.
Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Eye contact. This is so good. It's very
wow.
refreshing.
That shit slap.
It's very good.
This is also perfect because I didn't drink enough water today, so now I'm getting hydration nation.
Hydration
very-
station.
Very passionate about electrolytes recently.
I drink electrolytes passionately as well, but one thing I don't do passionately is drink water, which is why I drink electrolytes a lot.
Do you drink them daily?
No, but I will say with like marathon training and just like teaching hot yoga, and like I feel like I take it almost every day.
Yeah.
But it's not a part of my daily routine.
Yeah. Because people say you're not supposed to do it like every day, only when you need it. But I do it on days when I do yoga because you sweat so much. But I feel like in the summer too, when it's just so hot, you kind of just need it all the time. Plus, I'm very prone to headaches, which I feel like has a lot to do with my electrolyte intake as well. So
Probably.
I've been making my own electrolyte drink actually, because I feel like the packets just get kind of expensive. Like the
Literally,
cost,
it's stupid.
the cost
It's
adds up. So after my yoga classes, I will do some coconut water and then some regular water, salt, a little bit of like fruit juice, lemon juice.
That's amazing.
And it does the trick.
And maple syrup. Did you say that?
Yeah, sometimes I'll do like a little maple syrup.
Coconut water is like the best
Yeah.
hydrator ever in the world.
Don't you not like it?
I like literally can't stand it.
Really?
It makes me want to throw up on the spot. I want to like it so badly, and I just
that
don't.
sucks.
What if it's like mixed in? Because I feel like when I make my drink, you can't really taste it.
Yeah, sometimes if it's mixed in, I can handle it. I've been wanting to try the new like coconut Americano trend,
Oh.
Yeah, I've done that.
but I haven't
Is
yet.
it good?
Yeah, it's like just instead of milk with your espresso, you do like coconut water. I love like a coconut water matcha. Very good.
It's
But
weird
like,
because I love coconut.
yeah.
But coconut water for me, there's like a weird flavor.
Yeah, coconut water doesn't have the same like coconut flavor. I
No.
feel like if you're eating some coconut flakes or chunks.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like coconut oil. Yeah.
Dude, the other day you mentioned putting coconut oil on toast,
Yeah,
and I
with
think that
flaky
sounds
salt.
really good.
It's like, oh wait, okay. If you're into toast, I'm really into toast right now.
That's something else you're passionate about.
Yeah, passionate about toast. Coconut oil, honey, flaky sea salt.
Wow.
I need to try that.
It's literally so
I would
good
have
for
never
no
thought.
reason.
I would have never thought to do that.
Yeah, try it
I'm
out.
gonna try that.
Report
like
back.
really soon, honestly.
Literally
like, maybe
tomorrow
tomorrow.
morning.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll
That
be
sounds
having
so
it
good.
tomorrow. A lot of electrolytes, one, have bullshit in them, and
Yeah.
two, like they can really fuck with people's stomachs.
They fuck with my stomach. It
Yeah.
depends. Like, I feel like this will be fine. Like, because we didn't even put a full
No, I only put a little in there.
one in. But there are some times when I'll have electrolytes, maybe when I don't need them also. Like, when I don't need them and I drink them anyways, they make me feel sick.
Mm.
That makes sense
really
because
all.
electrolytes, I'm pretty sure they're like a balance in your system. So like if you overdo it, you're imbalancing again.
Yeah, I was actually listening to a podcast of this ultra runner the other day, and he got like really sick on one of his races, and it was actually because he was like intaking too much because it's salt. So like, he took in too much like salt and electrolytes, and it did the opposite.
Yeah.
Do you remember that morning you woke up and you were really scary and I had to
Yeah.
get you electrolytes?
I do.
Sarah woke up. It was a group of people. This was before I moved to New York, I think.
This was COVID. Like we were still all living in North Carolina.
We went to Asheville and Sarah woke me up in the morning. You were like, you said,
What did I say?
you came up to me and you said, Noelle, and you were shaking and you said, something's wrong with me. It was so scary. And so I had to get you electrolytes. and I
Like, were
was
you hungover?
Soothing you.
AF.
We drank the night before, but maybe that's what it was.
I think I like didn't eat and I drank,
And there you go,
That'll
people.
do it. That'll do it.
and that's on being like 22.
Yeah, that is on
exactly.
being 22.
Smile of the week, smile of the week. Smile of the week, smile of the week.
That
Did
was
you
so
know
good.
that one?
I knew that one.
Okay,
course.
good.
Like the back of my hand.
Okay, good. I do know mine.
What is
So,
yours?
Mine is, well, I will tell you all what my smile is in the form of a short story. The other day, I get off work early. I was going to hang out with a past friend who then ghosted me. So I did not see her. That's okay. Because instead, I was walking towards the subway. I was like, haven't heard anything yet. So I'm just going to keep taking my time in my day. And I walk past all of these tables on the side of the street that are covered in pottery that you can buy. And so, of course, I go up to the tables and I'm looking through everything. I bought a plate for $5 just made by a random person. I don't know. And they said, if you go inside, you can make your own pot. And I said, how much does it cost? And they said, it's free today. So I said, hey, I was ghosted, so I'm going to go take this pottery class instead. So I went and I took a pottery class by myself.
That's so
Wait,
fun.
that's such a good smile of the week.
Yeah.
This was a really good one. And I was so happy. I was sitting there making pots. I didn't get to keep it. I just made one pot, but I don't even think I told you this. I entered it in a contest. No way. I entered my pot in a contest. So
Stay tuned.
I feel like
What's
I
the
would know
contest?
by now. The contest is literally just whichever all of the people who work at this pottery spot choose as their favorite pot will get fired in the kiln and painted. And I could have paid $25 to have my pot made, but I just didn't.
Oh, so it was just the experience of making it, but you
yes,
didn't
which is kind of
actually
I
get
wish
to take
that
it
I
with
would have
you.
gotten
Where do
to
you
take
find
it.
out?
I don't know. Maybe on Instagram. I followed them on Instagram, so maybe I should go check it out.
So they're
Also,
sorry,
no, you go.
they're just voting on the shape of the pot
I think
then?
just whichever creation they like the best.
Because it's not painted or anything, so it's just the
you
shape.
guys add a photo and have the listeners vote as well?
Yeah, guys, insert photo here. Go to the website of this random pottery place and vote for Noelle's pot.
I don't think I've told anybody that I entered it in a contest until right now.
That's the cutest thing I've heard all week.
It's really cute. Well, what's the pottery place?
Greenhouse or no. Greenwich pottery. I kept reading it.
We don't
Thinking
even
it was
know.
greenhouse. Greenwich pottery. I don't know, but
Well, how am I
was
supposed to
such-
vote?
I know. We'll look this up after the episode. I'll let you all know. But it was so random and cute, and I just sat there. Carlos was the teacher. He was so nice. He was helping me out with my little pot. I made a mini pitcher.
Cute.
But it might be destroyed now. Or maybe it's still in the running. Maybe it won. Maybe they're making it. I don't know.
We may never know.
We may never know. But if I walk past there again and they're selling my pot, I will be upset. Okay. Moving on. That was my smile.
I like that.
I like it too.
you.
Very cute. Ugh, guys, I don't know.
I know something that should have made you smile this week, Pete.
Yeah.
You were walking down the street.
Wait, that's so funny. I told you this briefly, but I was walking to yoga. I was going to say the things that I want to say about my smiles are things I feel like I've already said.
That's fine. That's what
But-
life is about.
What's really been making me smile recently is I've been getting up early. It's easier for me to do that now that the sun's like rising earlier. It's like warmer out and going to yoga. And it's just like been making me feel super productive. But it's actually funny because I was walking to yoga. I don't even know what day it was. Wednesday morning. And I saw Sarah on her run. Running.
was cute.
We ran into each other on the way.
Did
so
you
that was
stop
fun.
running to say hello?
Of course.
We did briefly. Yes.
That's so cute.
But I've been going to this 6:10 a.m. yoga class on Thursdays.
That early.
And it's very early and it's a challenge to get up, but like every time I feel so happy that I went after it's done because then I get to take a nice stroll home in the sun and do things, be productive, come home. I get home at the time that I would typically wake up for work. So like, it's just so nice. It makes me feel like I can slow down. Do you know what I mean?
Are
Yeah.
you tired later in the morning after it?
Not really. Because then I feel energized and then I have my coffee, which helps me. And I was worried because Thursdays are actually like my long days.
Oh.
Because I work both of my jobs that day and like have a bit of a later night. So I was like, I don't know if I can do like a 6 a.m. yoga class and then go to this job and then go to this job and then come home. But like, I have not felt bad at all. I've felt the opposite. So yeah, I guess my smile is just, I feel like I've said that before. It's like being active and going to yoga and being committed to that. But yeah, I guess more specifically like getting up early and like getting stuff done in the time when I would usually just be asleep anyway. It feels really nice. And it's been helping my mental health.
And you wouldn't have seen Sarah that morning.
Yeah, and I saw Sarah.
I love that.
So that was
I love
great.
that you saw me, but also I love that waking up early is your smile.
Yeah.
Aww. Reese,
What's your
Oh my
smile?
God.
Do you know?
I wish I had brought my little gratitude journal so I could look back and see what made me smile this week. I'm gonna go with this week I had really good yoga classes.
Yay.
Like sometimes you just teach a class and you're like, oh my God, that hit, like everything was good. And it just like feels, it's like a high, like it feels just so good. So I had a really good class on Tuesday and then it was 5:15 on Wednesday and
AM. No, this is PM.
and the owner of my studio texted me frantically and like the group chat's going off like crazy. They like desperately need someone to teach a strength class at 6 p.m., which in my past life, I used to teach a strength class, but I don't now. And I haven't in a really long time. And this format is very different than what I taught. And they were like, can you please teach it? Like no one else can.
With 45 minutes
And I was like,
notice.
Whoa, it sounds like
sure.
a nightmare.
So I like had to literally get up immediately, go, and like just kind of
Wing it?
wing it.
Was it a
Wow.
busy class too?
Yeah, it was like packed. I mean, it wasn't
Were
like
you
It
nervous?
wasn't like 50 people, but it was like I was a little nervous, but I was also kind of like, this isn't my class.
Yeah.
I don't know how to teach this. Like, I didn't even have time to get nervous. I was like, let's just fucking
Yeah,
rock.
I love
like, I don't know. I told everyone, I was like, we're gonna get creative. Like, we're gonna have fun. It was like a little rocky, but anyway. The owner of my studio texted me today and was like, someone rated you 5 stars for your strength class.
Aww,
So that made me feel happy.
that's awesome.
But yeah, prior to getting that text even, I feel like yoga was a big smile for this week.
Yay.
Do you ever just take class? Or are you mostly teaching it?
I do take, and it's actually something I've been wanting to like, funnily enough, it's one of my goals for like this year because I feel like in teaching and just in like other things that I have going on, my personal practice has definitely like fallen to the wayside, but it's something that I like want to get more into. And because for a while, like I was doing yoga like once, twice a day. It was like my only form of like exercise, really, like back when I lived in North Carolina.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And then I got into teaching, and then I would say I still went a ton. And then but I also spent a lot of time. But now I feel like most of my time that I invest in yoga is like for teaching, which is very different than like a personal practice and like
Yeah, I
taking.
see how that could be different.
Yeah. And I love both. But I think having a personal practice is really important in like being inspired to like make new sequences and like find creativity and joy in like being a teacher. So yeah, I'm trying to like go to some different studios and try different teachers and like also just like flow on my own like when I have free time. Because I used to love just like trying hard poses and like learning how to do different inversions. I like don't do that anymore.
Aren't you working on a headstand now or something?
I'm working on a forearm stand kind of, and also I really want a handstand, but
because you can do a headstand. That's what you can do,
yeah,
right?
I can do a headstand. They're pretty, like, I think most people could probably do them if they really tried.
Yeah. When did you get your yoga teacher certification?
2021, I think.
Okay.
It was like a really good time to do it.
Yeah, like
it was
COVID-ish
yeah,
time.
COVID-ish. The world wasn't open, but it wasn't like complete lockdown. So I didn't feel like I was like missing out on too much.
Was it like
was-
really intense?
I gave up my weekends for like probably 4 months for the most part. I mean, I did do some stuff, but it was like there was something on Friday night and then there was like Saturday and Sunday, and it's like all very like physically demanding. So like I was not like going out partying.
Yeah.
Actually, it was like such a transformative time for me, and I would never trade it. It was so good. But yeah, it was like kind of intense, and it's like also kind of nerve-wracking, a lot of it, because like you'll have to like teach in front of the class, and at that time like you're just learning everything. So
That's scary.
at least for me, like I was definitely like anxious during a lot of it, like, oh my god, I'm gonna have to like teach in front of everyone this weekend, and I'm scared.
So was it like you were with a group of people who were also getting their certification?
Yeah, so we had like one group that like did it together, and that was like
That's really
my
special.
YPT group. I made such amazing, like I met such great people, and they became a big part of my community when I was like living in Raleigh, and I still keep up with
remember
a lot
that.
of them. Yeah,
Your
so fun.
Raleigh Yoga Studio, 110 Yoga.
if
It was your second home.
yeah, shout out 110. I love that place with my whole heart. It's an amazing yoga studio, and there's lots of amazing people that go there and teach there.
Christina.
Christina Max.
She's the owner, right?
Yeah, she is.
She's the owner, and
She's a baddie.
she's like such a baddie.
She's like so hot.
Like, no, actually, like her body is tea.
Her body's major T.
Not to be like talking about people's bodies on the podcast, but I mean,
Yeah.
it's a good thing. Everyone's body is tea.
I remember
In a
when you
different
taught
way.
me what body is T means.
Wait, really?
Yeah, you had to teach me.
Why?
You were like, body is tea. And I was like, what does that mean?
I'm
What
like,
are you
that
saying?
means your body looks good.
I was like,
That's funny.
yeah.
That's funny.
That's funny.
Well, I like your smile, Reese. I'm glad you had a good
Thanks.
week of teaching, because I also remember when you were asked to teach that yoga class last minute on Wednesday, I think you were kind of stressed at first.
I was signed up to actually take the class. And so I was like,
So you
not-
couldnh say that you weren't available because you were going to be there.
Yeah.
That's why she texted
she was like,
you,
hey,
right?
so you're signed up for the class. Can you teach it? And I was like, no.
Oh, that's so scary.
But yeah, it was just like, I was just like, wasn't in the, I was like tired. Like I had a hard run that morning. Like I was not in the headspace.
That's
That
the
wasn't
morning
what I
I
was
saw
trying to
you.
do. Also, yeah, I was like, I didn't know how to teach that class.
Right.
Like,
But that's such a good example of when you're just thrown into something and you don't have time to like freak yourself out about it.
Yeah.
You surprise yourself.
Yeah.
Like you taught it. Obviously, like you knew how to do it somewhere deep down.
yeah. I ultimately, like, I knew I could do it and I would be fine. Otherwise, like, if it was something else, I would have been like, no. Like, if I was like, I'm actually going to fuck this up. But yeah, I mean, I think we're usually more capable than we think we are.
Exactly.
That's true. So I mentioned before when I introduced Sarah Reese that you are just such a doer. Sarah, you used to say you can sleep when you're dead sometimes when people would talk about wanting to sleep instead of doing things. Sarah does so much. Your life, you just love to fill your life with things. You don't like wasting time, and you really live life to the fullest in so many ways, and in every way too. Like, of course, we've had our fun nights of partying and being silly, but I think a lot of people nowadays would think that that's living life to the fullest, just going out every weekend until 4 a.m. and getting drunk.
It's my favorite thing to do.
Ha ha ha. But I mean, of course, we've had those fun nights too, but you really, I think, fill your life to the fullest with so many wholesome things, like exercising in different ways, making time to be social. You've joined a bunch of clubs, even in college too, TEDx. Dude, Sarah also wrote, you were surprised that I remembered this. In college, Sarah wrote an article about Harry Styles. What was that for? Were you in like a journalism club or something?
It was it was like a student run, like fashion, like, and lifestyle magazine.
Of course you did that. But Sarah wrote an article about Harry Styles, and when his new album came out recently, I was like, oh my gosh, are you so excited? Remember your article? And you were like, you remember that? I was like, yeah, I remember your Harry Styles article. Oh, and you write on Substack. You just do a lot. and always cooking, always baking. So I figured something we could talk with Reese about is how to live your life to the fullest / goal setting, because I feel like you're always making goals for yourself and working to achieve them. Like, no one really told you needed to run a marathon. You just kind of wanted to do it. And same with yoga teaching and all of these extra things you do that you somehow balance on top of working a corporate 9-to-5 marketing job. And a lot of people would be too exhausted to do all of these things before and after work.
I could cry because it was just like so sweet.
It's all very true. I've always admired that about Reese.
Oh,
It is inspiring. It is. I think about you sometimes and I'm like, Sarah would get up and go to this class. So I gotta get up and go to this class.
That's actually so funny.
That's
Yeah.
When you wake
hilarious.
up on
I'm not even
Thursday
kidding.
morning.
I'm not kidding. But I guess like we can start off. I'll ask a question. How, and this is kind of maybe a vague question, but like, how do you think you approach balancing all the different things?
I believe that something I say a lot is there's always time if you make it. So I think that's my approach. You have to figure out like what your priorities are and like what you want to make time for. And if you want to do something badly enough, then like you will figure out how to do it. And I think like ultimately that's just like the root of balance and like what are you willing to give up in order to make time for the things that like you think are important.
Yeah.
I think that's like
Yeah.
a simple answer, I guess.
Do you feel like there are things that you've had to give up in order to like prioritize other things?
Oh, 100%.
What
I
have you
think it's,
given
like,
up?
I mean, like an easy, quick answer that comes to mind is just like partying a lot or like, you know, staying up late. I have to live a very structured life and like, I guess like to some degree, like giving up some level of like spontaneity or, you know, like last night, for example, I like grabbed drinks with some coworkers and like I wasn't actually drinking. I was like drinking non-alcoholic drinks and like hanging out. And they were like both just gonna have one drink. And then like they had one drink and they were like, oh, let's get more.
It's
And then like
always
one thing
how
led
it
to
goes.
another. And like they ended up having like a whole night.
Yeah.
And that's so fun. And there's definitely a time in life for that. But like I chose to like not actually drink and to go home at 8 because like I knew I had a lot to do today and like I have a really long run tomorrow and like lack of sleep, alcohol and all those things are gonna, it's also like a domino effect, you know, like you have to really
For
think
sure.
about like how one thing's gonna affect the next and like how that affects everything you want to accomplish and like get done.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely a big one.
But I
comes
love
to
that you
mind.
still went out and saw your friends, because some people, that's a good balance of both. You didn't drink and you didn't stay out late, but you still went and hung out and enjoyed time with them rather than just saying, I have to go home now.
Yeah.
Bye. You know,
Yeah.
just because you're not drinking with them doesn't mean that you can't still go and enjoy.
And I think
you know?
that might be something that a lot of people have a hard time with. I know I do, like, because we've talked about this a lot on the podcast, but now that I'm like older, alcohol just, like you said, it's a domino effect. Like it may just be like 1 or 2 drinks, but yeah, but then my sleep's shit. And then I have like a headache the next day. And then like I can't get this done and I procrastinate that. And then I don't have time for this. And I can't go to my yoga class like because I don't feel well. I mean, I've gotten a lot better about like limiting my alcohol intake. But if someone invites me to go out and do something and they're like, I want to get a drink, it's sometimes so hard for me to like still go and like
And then
not
not
drink
get one.
because I love a little drink. And I think I've gotten a lot better at only having one or
Yeah.
like max 2. Even like if I'm trying to have like a fun night and I don't have things to do the next day, honestly, like max 2. Because if I go above that, it's just like game over for me. I'm very sensitive to alcohol.
Me
But,
too.
it's so hard for me to like not have that drink. And I think a lot of people probably struggle with that. So
Yeah.
it's like,
I think it's such a challenge. And
it is.
I think like trying to figure out the balance is something I'm like very much still working on. And also just recently, like for a long time, I think I went to like
Hard in the other
hard
direction.
in the like straight and narrow direction. And I was like, like I wouldn't have gone out
Right.
and had like just hung out with my friends. I would have been like, no, I need to go home and like make dinner now. And even last night, we left the first bar and I was like, okay, I'm going to go home. And I like walked like a block to the train and I texted them and I was like, ugh, I'm regretting leaving. And they called me and they said, turn around, come right now. And I turned around and I went and I hung out with them for another hour. And like,
That's so fun.
I missed out on nothing that I didn't need to go home yet. Like, I think there is a lot of value in like figuring out when is the right time to like say yes. And like, because I've looked back on like some of my time being too structured and routine and like missing out on experiences is like really harmful too.
Yeah.
It's so valuable
That's
to like
true.
make sure you're living life and enjoying. And like, I'm saying like so much.
I don't think you are.
I haven't
like
noticed.
I feel like I'm saying it so much. I think it's a balance that I'm trying to figure out. I think it's a balance everyone's probably struggling with. And there's like different levels and layers to it. And
Yeah.
I think it's a really personal thing too, like figuring out what works for you. There's definitely no like one size fits all.
I know just from being your friend for so long, you have gone through different phases. I feel like, I mean,
So
in
many.
college, we all had our party phase. Of course, Sarah partook in that.
I was a little crazy.
Sarah was a little crazy for a little bit, and that's okay. But then I remember you would go through these phases. So you would be in a crazy party phase, and then you'd say, I'm done partying, I'm done drinking, I'm changing my lifestyle completely. And then you just do a 180 where suddenly you're not going to drink again and you're on just focusing on being healthy and working out for 2 months, and then you'll party again. And I think that you found a good balance now. My brain works the same way too. I've strayed from it, but I used to be a very black and white thinker. So I'd either be in my health and fitness era or in my whatever era. And I think that it's important to have both. We've even been talking about how after you run your marathon, we were supposed to have a party on Mother's Day weekend, but now I'm going home for Mother's Day. So love you, Mom and Dad, and I'm very excited. But we want to go out and get drinks sometime after your marathon and maybe have funsies. So you are good at celebrating things afterward now and knowing when is a good time for you to let loose and have fun versus when isn't.
Yeah,
if that makes
I
sense.
think like when someone feels the need to like go to such extremes like that, like I was always like all or nothing, like I feel like that's an indication that like you're not living sustainably in whatever way that like you're trying to like go extreme. I would say theoretically, if it's something that's sustainable and like balanced, then you don't feel this pull to like completely do a 180. And like
Totally.
I think that's just showing that like something needs to change, or like however you're living, like it's not serving you in a way that like because you feel like you need to like completely stop.
Right.
And I also think part of that for me comes from like I'm a bit neurotic and like a control freak, and so it is hard for me to figure out that like gray area exists and we can live within that instead of like all black and white. Because I still struggle with being like, oh my god, one drink is gonna like fuck my life up.
Right.
But
It's not.
then, one thing that you do, and I know this because I've been the same way a lot too, is you pick and choose when is the time to party. So it's either no drinks at all, not even one, I will not have a single drink, or okay, we're planning this night in advance and we're going to get drunk and take shots and stay out until 5 a.m. But for some reason that has to be planned in advance. And you can't go and have just like 1 or 2 drinks in between.
Yeah.
It's kind of all or nothing. It's like, I'm going to spend all of my time being absolutely perfect and then have this one night where it's the exact opposite. But you can incorporate both into your life through different times. And I do think, I mean, with all this being said, alcohol is really bad for you. So, of course, I think but so is like chocolate cake. I don't know. I mean, I think that there's
Everything in moderation.
everything in moderation. But going out and like, drinking too much isn't always the healthy choice, but it is fine in moderation. People do it.
Yeah, I think
I
I'm
do it.
weirdly like in a phase of my life where I'm trying to like
Drink more.
drink more. That sounds so stupid, but like I think to reframe it, I'm trying to like say yes more
Mhm.
and like live a bit more loosely and like enjoy and have fun more, because I think there's equally as much value in like spending time with your friends, building community, having experiences, enjoying like what life has to offer, as there is with like finding structure and like discipline and like doing those sorts of
Mhm.
things. But I don't think you find much reward in doing that if you're not like also enjoying the rest of life.
For sure.
But yeah, I think I've just spent too much time being too like type A and like not allowing
But-
myself to have fun.
I feel like that's just how people have to figure it out, you
Yeah,
know? Because it's
that's
like
true.
usually you're doing something that doesn't work for you. So you want to completely 180 it. And then, you know, it's working for you to some extent, but only for so long until you realize, okay, this is maybe a little too far in the other direction. But I feel like that's what you have to do sometimes, because then you've had both, you know what both can offer you, and then you can like integrate them together and find a balance. I feel like
It's true.
everything is about balance. And if my 20s have taught me anything, it's literally that. Like, I
Truly.
feel like my whole 20s have been finding a balance.
Yeah, I couldn't
It's
agree more.
how to
so
live.
hard to figure out.
It is. I think it takes a long time. Like, it's definitely a journey. And I think we all go through phases too. Like, I don't know. Last week we were talking about our road trip we took, and I was like, that seems like another person. Like back in 2020, right out of college. Like, I just feel like my priorities were in a different place because I was younger, you know, I was
I think
learning.
that's a good thing.
Yeah,
It'd be concerning if like
If they were still in the same place, yeah.
Yeah. And so I think that as we grow and learn too, we have to give ourselves the permission to like shift our priorities.
You know what's funny is I feel like I have had party phases before too, as we all have. For some reason, my mom thinks that I'm some crazy partier still. And I don't really know why, because I think it's because I used to be, but I really don't go out that much anymore. And
No.
I think
Yeah.
like I don't, it's just so random, but my priorities have really shifted, I think, in the past year, where now I've always been a very career focused girl, as you both know. But I think in the past year, I've really been like, I'm really locking in to this and don't really want to spend all my money going out, not really interested in, I don't know, I guess really just going out as much. And
Yeah. Well, I truly started to not have fun because I feel like this is the way that I try to find balance in like social time, going out, drinking, whatever. Like, it's not fun for me to just go out anymore and drink for the sake of going out and drinking and like standing there, not being able to like hear anyone. I like going out and drinking if I can like have quality time like with the people I'm with and actually talk and actually like that's fun. And of course I love like dancing every now and then too, but like I think so much of my time going out in my like earlier 20s was spent just like, okay, here we are at this bar and it's like, why are we here? And it's, you know, loud and it's not fun and I'm standing and my feet hurt.
and you're drinking a disgusting
And I'm
drink.
drinking some like
Yeah.
disgusting gin and tonic that's like way too strong.
Vodka
and
soda.
way too expensive for what it
And
is,
way
probably.
too expensive for what it is. So it's like, no, I would like to like sit somewhere where I can actually converse and get a drink that actually
yummy
tastes
one.
good.
Yeah.
That I'm still spending a lot of money on, but at least it's worth it, you know?
Exactly.
So I think it's just shifting the way that you go out. Cause like you were saying, it being like equally as important to like go out and say yes to things, but it just has to be the right things.
Yeah.
Because that's important too. It's as important as sleep or exercise and whatever. We need human connection.
Yeah.
I will say, opposite of what I've been saying, a couple weeks ago, I did go to an Elon alumni event and randomly got really drunk and stayed out late with some friends that I never see. But randomly, I kind of didn't really even want to go because this was a moment when I was like, I need to say yes to this thing for some reason, even though I don't really feel like it, because it was all these people I haven't seen in a long time. I wasn't even planning on drinking at all, actually, but I got there and then there were Elon themed cocktails and I was like, you know what, I'll have a drink. And then I ended up staying out really late and had such a fun night catching up with people I haven't seen in years for some people. And that's one night that I am glad I said yes to and randomly had this fun night out. But it's also fun because I don't really do that anymore. So this was the first night out I had maybe in a month or two or something. And that was a time I was glad that I said yes and went with the flow and had fun. But I also stopped myself after a point. I got drunk, but I didn't. We got to a point in the night where everybody was taking shots and wanting to stay out even later. And I was like, and this is my time to go because I don't want to be hungover tomorrow and stay out until like 4 a.m. So I left maybe around 1 and knew when to stop myself. And it was a very pleasant evening. So yeah.
That's on growth.
And that's on growth.
Being an adult.
For
It
sure.
really is. Have you always been this motivated? When did this genuinely, I'm curious because I think that you've just been this way my entire friendship with you. Was there ever a time where you weren't as motivated or your parents had to force you to do things because you were like, oh, I don't feel like doing this extracurricular or something? Or have you always really just been a self-motivated gal?
That's a good question. I think to a degree, it's kind of hard to know until you are on your own a bit more. Like in high school, I was pretty self-motivated, but I think there's a level of like influence from your parents
For sure.
that like there was an expectation set, and also like they got me involved in things, and there in some instances like there was no choice. Like, you know, your parents sign you up for something and you have to do it.
Mhm.
I feel like most people probably don't really come into like real self-motivation or like figuring out how much that is like within them until they're on their own and like an adult. I don't know. I'm saying this like
true.
I'm just reflecting on my own experience. I think I was definitely very self-motivated, like always. I loved extracurriculars like in high school. I
Clubs. What clubs
ate that
were
shit
you
up.
in?
Girl, how much time do you have? Like that was like, I loved it. I was student body president. I was president of Key Club. I started a school newspaper. I swam. I played lacrosse. I was in Girl Scouts.
Why do I not remember you playing lacrosse?
Girl, what?
That scares me. I don't remember you.
That's
playing.
really crazy.
years.
Yeah. I
Am I
swam competitively,
I did know that.
play piano. I sing in chorus with Noelle.
Yes, that's where we became besties, which is so funny.
Yeah.
We were friends before. We were on the same basketball team in 4th grade.
Yeah,
I think in 4th
upward
and 5th grade.
basketball.
Upward basketball. Shout out.
Shout out.
But we didn't become close until Greensboro Youth Chorus. And I fully
Shout out Tom Shelton.
shout out to Tom Shelton, who was our choir teacher. He was the best.
So good.
But I have this memory of me sitting in Greensboro Youth Chorus because my mom made me do it. But also I'm a singer, so like it made sense that I was also doing choir.
Noelle was like, what the are you doing here?
Literally, yeah. Sarah walked in. I had no idea that you sang at all, or that I was just so confused. You walked in and I was like, Sarah Park? I remember I had my braces and saying, Sarah Park? I was like, you do Greensboro Youth Chorus? And you were like, yeah. And then we sat together and literally the rest is history.
Yeah.
Which is so funny because our parents knew each other. We knew each other before, but we became so close through Greensboro Youth Chorus.
And thank God.
Literally, thank
I owe
God.
so much to Greensboro Youth Chorus.
Literally. It was such a funny time,
It was
too. It was
hilarious.
It could be boring sometimes.
Yeah, for
and I
sure.
think there were times when we were like, "Ugh, I don't want to go to choir. Like, we didn't love it at the time, but there were also so many characters there. That's really what made it. There were all these interesting,
Weirdos.
there were all these weirdos there.
There were
So it
weirdos.
wasn't a part of your school. It was like
No,
a
it was
Greensboro
like you had
thing.
to go. You had to audition.
Yeah, you had to audition for Greensboro Youth Chorus. No, this wasn't school at all. We've never been to school together.
No, we've never been to school
Oh.
together.
Yeah.
Wait,
yeah, isn't that
okay,
crazy?
So literally,
It was literally chorus.
Whoa. For some reason, I thought you went to high school together.
No.
No. Sarah went to Western Guildford.
Western Guildford.
And I went to Weaver
because you went
Academy.
Weaver, which was performing arts. So duh.
And not middle school.
crazy.
But
Yeah.
Sarah went to middle school with Blaine, which is so funny.
Yeah.
But Blaine
then
was
how-
intimidated by you.
Did you go to school with? Where did Claire go to school?
No, Claire and I didn't go to school together.
I
We
didn't-
went to college together.
Right.
I never went to school with Claire either. We were friends through our parents, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't think I never went to school with Claire. I know. Isn't that funny?
That is really crazy.
Okay, sorry. Rerouting back to the question of when did it start?
Oh,
Am I
yeah.
self-motivated? Okay, one thing that I remember is whenever I used to sleep over at my house, when we were in like middle school or high school, like I would get up really early and like clean my room and stuff.
Yes.
And I guess like at the time, I don't know why I did that.
I would wake up. We're high schoolers. This is not normal. High schoolers don't wake up at 6:30 in the morning and just clean their room when their parents haven't asked them to. I feel like I'd wake up and you'd be going around your room cleaning everything, and I'd still be in your bed, and I'd be like, "Why are you cleaning?"
Yeah, so I guess yeah, I've always been a little bit like this, but I don't think I realized it until like adulthood really.
Mm-hmm.
I also think in my family, my sister is really achieving. She's really high achieving and like very smart. My dad and my sister are like very type A. They were like the smart ones of the family, like whatever. And I think my role and assignment in the family was not such. And so I don't think I viewed myself as really like, as like,
That's so funny.
yeah, as like type A or like as like go-getter put together as maybe I do now. Because I definitely think I'm pretty like, I'm a Virgo. I'm quite a control freak, very type A. I don't think I like identified with those things until maybe a little later in life when I was like more on my own.
Well, did your
Yeah.
sister have a lot of extracurriculars?
For
Oh.
sure.
Oh, because I was going
Um,
to say she's a dermatologist
She's a
and
genius.
went through a lot of med school and has known since we've been friends. So probably since she was in 8th, since I've known her, she's always
wanted
said
to be a doctor.
she wanted to be a doctor.
Yeah.
And then she actually grew up and did it.
Yeah.
Which, some people say that
I
when they're
just think
little.
it was like the family dynamics. Like I didn't view myself as like everyone was always like you're really indecisive and you're like not in like a bad way. But yeah, I think I didn't view myself in that way. But I also think I was always like striving to like live up to a quite high standard and to like follow in my sister's footsteps, which was probably a blessing because made me work hard and be who I am today.
yeah.
Honestly, too, I think during my yoga training was a time that I had to buckle down. And I think I did a lot of like, ironically, like self-evaluation and like figured out a lot of like the foundations that I have like now built my life on during that time.
What
I
are some of
feel
the
like-
foundations?
I just feel like I really value like waking up early and I value routine, habit, structure, planning. I sound so boring.
No, but you don't.
No, but this is how you
Yeah.
are able to do all of these various things that are totally not boring.
I think, yeah, I started to like put the pieces together that worked for me in my life. And yeah,
I guess, okay, so we keep talking about how you do a lot. Will you take us into the itinerary of a busy day with you, like on a work day?
A day in the life of Sarah.
a day in the
Like, give us your
come with
Tuesday.
me on my okay. So Tuesday
Just because I know you have things on Tuesday.
we wake up. Probably I'm waking up at 5 a.m. on Tuesday. How detailed do you want me to be?
Very.
I get out of bed. The first thing I do is make my bed.
That's such a big one. I feel like.
Yeah, I do not hang out in my bed. Never.
I think it's a good way to set up. I can't do anything in my room if my bed's not made.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, same.
Listen, that's so beautiful that there are such different people in this
hey,
world.
whatever
That
works
is-
for you.
That is true.
So I make my bed and then I tidy up my nightstand, go outside, feed my cat. I have a cat. She's perfect. Feed my little baby.
She's so cute.
My little muffin. And then I go in the bathroom and I do like,
And you poop and pee. I'm just kidding. We don't have to leave that in there if you don't
I
want.
take a shit.
You said every detail.
Like brush my teeth, all that kind of stuff. Then I go and I make my 2 morning bevs, which is my coffee with my creatine and collagen and milk. And then I have a probiotic mixie and some water. And usually I eat a little something. And while I do that, I have my morning journal quiet time and I journal. And then after that, I'll get ready for a run. And if it's Tuesday, I'm probably doing a shorter run.
How many miles is a shorter run?
Maybe 5 miles with some hill sprints. And then we move into teaching yoga. So I run home, grab my stuff, and then head to the studio where I teach a hot power yoga class. And sometimes I get to see Noelle, and that's like the best ever.
A couple of Tuesdays ago, I worked a shift there. I'm not a yoga teacher, as you guys know, but I did my little shift and I took Sarah's class and it was really nice.
It made my whole week, actually. Not even my day. If I was on the podcast that week, that would have been my smile because we got
Aw.
coffee after. Anyway, so then I rush home and log on to work. Tuesdays I work from home. So then it's getting close to 9. I'll quickly get ready, make my breakfast. When I eat my breakfast, I do Wordle. And then it's time to clock in.
Nice.
Then we're working from 9 to 5:30-ish.
Mm-hmm.
Had my little marketing job. Lunchtime, usually I kind of work through lunch, but it depends. And then after work, it'll depend on the day. Sometimes I'll do like a strength workout if I have that on my plan, or sometimes I have meetings for various things.
What are the organizations you're part of?
One of
Or
them
is it just one?
is called the New York Junior League, and it's like an organization of women that try to help the community and other women and whatever. It's like a national organization. It's all over the country, but also in some other countries. Anyway, that's one of them. I am in some book clubs. One
More
of
than
them,
one?
yeah, I'm in 2 right now, but I'm not trying to cheat on you.
It's fine. It's fine.
I'm in a book club that Marisa started, and it's the best. And I do this mentorship program through the J School at UNC where I have a little mentee.
I
who's
forgot
a
that you're doing
senior,
that.
and she's adorable. And honestly, she's smarter than me, so it's kind of embarrassing sometimes. I don't know what else. This is boring. No one cares about this.
No, it's not
I
boring.
think it's really interesting. You're doing so many things.
I don't think I'm not. This is. I'm just a girl.
I forgot you're in a mentorship too.
Yeah,
How often do you guys meet and talk?
we try to meet weekly, but it doesn't happen all the time.
So wait, what does that entail? Like, what do you do when you meet?
Like we just talk
Aw.
mostly, and
How
whatever
old
she
is
wants to
she?
talk. She's a senior in college.
Oh,
That's
So,
really sweet.
yeah.
that is sweet.
She's like the sweetest little angel in the world.
But the point is, even if you don't think that this is a lot of stuff, maybe compared to some people, it's not as much as you could be doing, but compared to the average person, that's a lot of stuff, but also stuff that you're actively just choosing to do. So many people after their 9 to 5 don't really have other things, which also is, hey, live your life and do what you want to do. But the fact that you actively chose to join this mentorship program so you could be a mentor to someone is so special. The fact
It's
that
really
you
sweet.
you actively chose to join Junior League and got your yoga teaching certification and became a yoga teacher, and then moved to New York City and trialed different yoga studios, and then you found this one and now you're actively choosing to add all of these things into your life that the average person would not just think to do. Because, you know, when you think maybe more people add working out into their lives, people have their workout classes they want to go to and whatnot, but especially the mentorship, I think that that's something really special. You just chose to do that.
Yeah.
Well, things I feel passionately about are, I don't feel like I'm passionate about like things that, you know, people are like, what are you passionate about? And they're like, soccer. Like, I don't feel like I have those, but I'm passionate about like community.
Mm-hmm.
Like very deeply passionate about community and the value that it serves. And I'm very passionate about like living a fulfilling life. And I don't know, I couldn't imagine like not wanting to like fill my life with more and more and more, and just like wanting the most out of life. And I think that comes from like being in community with other people and getting involved and like just like adding purpose to your life. Like literally, I think so much joy comes from like teaching yoga, for an example, is just because like it gives you more purpose. Like, what are you waking up for? Like, what do you have to like guide you this week? Like, there needs to be something. Otherwise, like,
Yeah.
if you don't have anything going on, then like, of course you're not excited to get out of bed.
Right.
I like cannot wait to wake up. When I go to sleep, I'm like, can't wait to wake up in the morning.
That's
like,
that's like the
I
goal.
want to be awake.
Yeah.
You know, I don't like sleeping. I mean, I like sleeping, but like,
I will say you're also lucky because you are very neurotypical too, and you don't deal with, I mean, of course you've gone through things and dealt with anxiety and depression at times, but you're not someone who struggles with that when you're not in a life circumstance that gives that to you.
yeah, I don't like battle mental illness on a daily basis. So like, I'm very lucky in that.
That's lucky.
Yeah, for sure.
And good. And that also, I feel like, is so helpful to you to be able to do all of these things, that you are so excited to live your life. And that's amazing. Not
Yeah.
everyone can say that.
It takes a lot of work though, too, like to
Yeah.
build a life that you are excited about.
For sure.
I think, you know, it doesn't
Mhm.
like, you don't just wake up one day and you're like,
Yeah.
my life is perfect and I didn't do anything to get here.
It's definitely work.
My life isn't perfect at all.
So circling back to what you were saying about in the
Get
very
us back on
beginning, your job being kind of like the least interesting thing
yeah.
about you. This is like such a very interesting, maybe not the average way to approach life, because I was having an existential crisis this past week thinking, wait, I just spent 9 hours in a room doing what? And not that I don't love my jobs and I'm not grateful for them, but like then I was spiraling like, okay, so I just have to work every day forever, and then what's the point of life? And obviously it's nuanced when you're like an artist and trying to work towards something else while you're doing these other things. But I feel like I've realized the way to kind of reclaim my life outside of my jobs is to fill it with other things. Like waking up earlier and going to yoga before my shift. Like that feels like it's just for me, you know? And
Yeah.
sometimes when you're at work, it doesn't feel like you're there for you. If someone has a job that is like their career that they're passionate about, that's like amazing. But I think like we're in a time when people identify with their job and make it their entire life. And I don't know, like I think it's hard to, especially in this country where it's like you want to maybe grow, climb the ladder, you know, or at least maybe it feels like you have to because of capitalism, whatever. Work-life balance, you know, it's just like hard. And I think we've kind of like lost the plot a little bit on like life, you know?
Yeah.
And I think it's different for everyone. But
for sure. Yeah. This is something I feel kind of strongly about too. It's different for everyone. But I do think there's this like big narrative that people are following where they feel like their job has to be their passion.
Yeah.
Like they have to be so passionate about their 9 to 5 or whatever. And they're like searching and searching and they can't find a job that like is their passion and that like makes them like, you know, romanticize a 9 to 5 and that they like come alive for every single day. And like, I feel like a lot of people are struggling to find a job because of that, or they're struggling to like get on a career path because of that. But I think there is something to be said about like, it is work and it is a job and it is like a career, and the purpose doesn't have to be to like be your number one passion in life. Something my dad told me that, shout out Stan.
Shout out Stan.
And this is not true for everyone. There are plenty of people who like their job is their passion, or for you guys, like your career is going to be your passion, and that's amazing. But it doesn't work that way for everyone, and definitely not for me. And I think a lot of people are like really hung up on finding that, and maybe like that's just not their path. And I think it's like, my dad was like, he's worked largely in like the insurance space, and he's like, I am not passionate about insurance, but I'm passionate about, and he lists like a number of things, and he's like, the work that I do allows me to like fuel those passions and fund those passions, and like,
For sure.
you know. And then I think you can find things in your work that you are passionate about too. But like, yeah, I think ultimately like it is a job and it is work, and like that doesn't have to be the thing that like gets you out of bed every morning. And for me, it's not. But like, I love working hard, and I love what like my job allows me to do in life. And I think that works for me, and I think it can work for a lot of people in different ways. But yeah, I feel like we're really losing, or, you know, on the other hand, like some people are just chasing like
Something
money
that they're
and
not,
success. And like, there's a lot in life that can bring you fulfillment and passion and joy. And I think it's never going to be one thing, which is why it's important to like get involved and do different things and build a really full life. And your job is only a small portion of that, ideally. So like,
I think it's, I don't know the right word. I want to say sad, but I don't know if that's too much. I think when people who are not passionate about their jobs and the 9 to 5 or whatever isn't their career, when that still becomes their entire life, like when people overwork themselves, and sometimes that's the job's fault because maybe you're in a bad job situation. Maybe sometimes it's the employee's fault, but I think that it's really, that is sad to me when your job is your entire life, yet it's not your passion in life either. And you're not, you know, but I also think that is partially corporate America's fault and the way that we're raised. But I think that it's good to have a life outside of it that you're passionate about. It is a little different for us because one day when our careers are what are making us money, then maybe we'll work overtime sometimes and stuff, but maybe
it won't feel like work, you know?
Exactly.
Or that's the goal, at least. But like, something that I heard a couple years ago that totally changed my perspective when I was kind of struggling with, I guess, my perspective of my jobs. Like, I felt like I wasn't getting any closer to anything I wanted in life, and I felt very stagnant. And I think it was Elizabeth Gilbert, the woman who wrote Eat, Pray, Love. She went on some podcast and was talking about how there are 3 things that we tend to like blend together, but we really need to keep them separate. And it's hobbies, career, or hobbies, job, and career. So like your hobbies are just the things that you love to do. They don't necessarily make you money. They just are things for you that fill your time that you love. Your job is the thing that makes you money. You don't have to be passionate about it. It's just like the thing that sustains you. And then your career is like something that you're passionate about that also makes you money. Not everyone has that. So it helped me a lot to think about it in these different categories. Like, you don't need to have all of them. It just really helped me to be like, okay, I'm working these jobs and they make me money, so I can, you know, work towards this career and then also like sustain my hobbies. And I don't know, that just really helped me. But it's, yeah, I think more people need to fill their lives with the things that bring them joy outside of their job if they don't have that passion within their job. And you're doing that very well. And I think it's inspiring.
Or else
Because it's your life. Like, you know, we have this one life. And I was like freaking out on the subway home the other day. I was like, I just lost a whole day of my life. Like, you know,
Literally, if there's one thing that like I get anxious about, it's like we're just losing time.
yeah.
Like
Every
you
second.
can't get time back.
that's true. Do you ever feel that way about your job or when you have work days, or no, because you feel your time so much?
I don't know that I feel that way at work necessarily, because I feel like work feels purposeful and like it's necessary. Like that doesn't feel like a waste of time to me.
That's very valid and very fair.
I mean, certainly there are some times that I'm like, I wish I could be doing something else.
Yeah, naturally.
But no, I don't really feel like that with work. But you know that I freak out when I feel like I'm wasting time. And that's like the thing I struggle with most, probably, is like an incessant need to constantly fill my time and feel like every moment is valuable and intentional, or, you know, like I have a plan or whatever.
So do you ever feel yourself kind of go too far?
Oh, yeah.
Like, I know we talked about that you've had your phases, but like even in today when you found more balance but you have this need to like fill every moment and make it mean something, do you in your everyday life kind of feel like that is harmful to you in some way ever?
Yeah, I definitely think so.
And then how do you combat that?
It's something that like I'm not in therapy currently, but like I was earlier this year, and we like talked about it, and she like wanted to dive into it a lot more because I think it was very obvious that like I have a bit of an issue with just like a need to, I tie a lot of like my worth, I think, to filling my time and like being busy. And so with moments that I feel are not super productive or feel wasteful, or like whatever I've defined it as in my brain as like this is like time well spent versus not, like if I feel like my time is not being well spent, there's like shame or guilt or like a lot of anxiety and like a lot of negative emotion. Like I like get worked up about it, and like I'll ruminate on it too, even like later in the morning. I like sometimes want/need to rest, and I like can't stay in bed because I get really anxious, and I'm wasting time. Like I could be doing something better. Someone else, like, you know, XYZ thing. Like, so definitely I can take it a little too far, which is why I think I'm trying to be more like a little more laid back.
Yeah.
Resting is good.
Resting is
Well,
good.
it's imperative.
It is
It's
imperative.
not just good. It's like actually important.
Yeah, I get sleep. Like I value my sleep a lot.
Yeah.
But that's because it's part of like my structure, and like
You're like
I
8
see
hours.
it also as I've attached value to it, and that like I need it to recover. I need it to do all the things I want to do. But I don't know, like combating taking it too far. Girl, we're working on it.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, because sometimes you do need extra sleep. Like,
or
sometimes-
not even. Sorry, I interrupted you. Keep
no,
going.
you're fine. Just like sometimes, for example, if you're sick or have an injury or something, your body literally heals through sleep, and obviously eating food and drinking water and stuff. But sometimes you actually do need to sleep longer if you're sick or something, if you really need to recover, or for mental health too. Sometimes if you've been ruminating a lot during the day or been going through something, sometimes your brain needs extra time to rest. So I know you give yourself the allotted. How many hours do you give yourself to sleep every night?
Well, it kind of just depends, you know, but I mean, I try to get 8 hours every night.
Yeah. Sometimes your body might need more. And what were you going to say?
Well, I was going to say I have like two different things, but one, not just sleep being important, but like kind of just rest during the day, like passive time, like time to be bored. I think that's hard to justify these days too, because I'm also kind of a doer and like to be productive. But I find myself, like, this was going to lead me into my next question. Do you ever find yourself, and I'm genuinely curious, like, do you ever get to a point of burnout from doing so much? Or do you feel like you've balanced your life in a way where you don't really feel that?
For the most part, I feel pretty balanced. I think there are moments in time where I'll have, like, there's been a couple moments this week that I've just been like, I can't get everything done.
Yeah.
And I think it's more of like less burnout for me and more like moments of overwhelm and being like, how do I solve this puzzle of having too many things to do? Or just like, you know, you have like one moment where you're like, everything all at once, you remember it, or everything is happening all at once. And you're like, how am I going to get everything done? But then like you always figure it out. So I feel like that's something that helps me, is just like remembering that like everything always gets done, like it's fine.
Yeah.
I think there's been some times that I felt kind of burnt out, but I do think too, like often burnout comes from doing things that like don't fill you up.
That's so true.
That's also fair. I
And-
was feeling burnt out like last week.
There was a podcast I was listening to recently, and they were talking about this like this need that like people have to go on vacation. And like people talk about like, I can't wait to get away. I can't wait to like escape and go on vacation. And the person was like, why have you built a life? Or are you living a life that you are like dying to get away from
so
and
sad.
to like escape from and to like not think about? And I just like loved that, because I don't resonate with that at all. I like take my routine and little bits of my life, I feel like, with me wherever I go, because I like the life that I live. I mean, of course, like I think traveling and vacation is wonderful. And of course there are times that I like want time away from my job, but this idea that like you're filling your life with things that are like burning you out so much that you're just like dying to like leave it all behind in a way that you're like, I want to shut off my brain and like not think about any of it. Like,
I feel that way sometimes.
Yeah.
and I think that's okay.
Yeah, totally. I think it's
I'm like,
natural.
But
It's
I
definitely
think
natural.
in general, like if that's how you're often feeling, or, you know, just like,
I will say, maybe, again, this goes back to, it's interesting because you're the first person we've had, like Pete mentioned before, that's not an actor or like someone who is pursuing a career in the arts. So maybe that's part of the artist's life in a way, because I feel like I do feel like I'm not fully living the life I would love to be living yet.
I mean, same.
Yeah. I think that,
Let's be clear.
Yeah. I mean,
My life is like, I like it, but it's not at all like
right.
what I.
We all have
yeah.
more ambitions. Like I always say on the podcast, I hate the idea of like, as an artist, your life kind of has to suck until you get on Broadway or whatever. It's like, no, you can like fill your time with other things. But I really liked what you said, because I never thought about it this way, because I definitely do get burnt out. And I think I need to, not often, but like every now and then. And I think I need to evaluate like what's causing that for me, because I do feel like I live pretty balanced. But I like what you said about burnout usually comes from the things that don't give back to you. Because that's so true. Like even if you're busy and your day is like whatever, you wake up at 5 and you're going to bed at whatever, I don't know, 10,
I
and
guess,
it's a full day. Like,
What do you
if
define
those-
burnout as? Also,
I feel like just to where I'm doing so much, I haven't given myself enough time to like refuel and like do things that fill me up.
Like
So
exhaustion.
because you just said that, now I'm reflecting and I'm like, okay, I usually feel burnt out when I'm like so busy that I can't journal in the morning, or I feel so tired that I can't wake up to have that extra time to like go to my yoga class or journal and like do the things that require effort and for you to show up and do, but ultimately give back to me and give me more energy to continue on through my day. So like that's kind of a very interesting perspective that I haven't thought about it in that way.
yeah, I think too, like when we talked about like things that like you have to give up, or like I definitely have non-negotiables. I'm not giving those things up.
like
And
what?
just like little bits of my routine that I'm like, unless I really can't, but like even if I can't do it in the way that I do on a regular day, like if I'm traveling, I always like adjust to allow myself to like still maintain non-negotiables that like I think keep me sane. I definitely get like exhausted.
Mm-hmm.
Like there are moments that I'm like exhausted, or I'm just like don't want to do I think to me burnout feels like a larger thing.
Right. It's less physically exhausted. It's more like in your soul, mentally.
Or like an ongoing thing.
Yeah.
Like there are days that I am burnt out for sure. I think that's like inevitable. But to me, it feels like a larger, ongoing, more chronic issue of like, I'm every day waking up burnt out. Every day I'm waking up and I'm feeling exhausted or tired or unmotivated or like drained by something in my life. Yeah. I mean, I think weekly there are days that I'm like exhausted or I'm like, I can't do all of this. But then you keep going. Like, I think a lot of life is when you think you can't, you can. Like, you just keep going.
I think we also forget that we are allowed to change our lives.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you can apply to different jobs. You can quit at any point. I'm starting a new job in a couple of days, new nannying job.
It sometimes feels like you don't have that authority, but when you stop and think, it's like, if this is my life, I literally could do anything I want.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you can move. You can do whatever.
I think that's something we have to learn too, especially like in adulthood, is like really taking ownership of our own lives and like what that looks like.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of my 20s has been like, no one's looking out for me in the same way that, like, nothing's going to fall into my lap. Like, no one's thinking about my career. No one's thinking about my financial situation. Like, it's all my responsibility.
Yeah.
So it's scary being responsible.
Yeah, but it's just given me a new perspective, and it's motivating. It's like, okay, this is my life. Like, everyone's worried about themselves, you know? So you just got to do what's in your control.
Yeah, I feel like I was feeling like really, really stuck and like stagnant, and like some big piece of my life was like missing for a while, like in adulthood, like post college. It wasn't until I realized that, like, you know, growing up, like, you're given so many milestones and like built-in moments of achievement and growth, and your life is largely like you don't have ownership of it. And those things really, like, they give you purpose, they give you fulfillment, like
something
they
to work
keep
toward.
you going. Yeah. And I think I like realized that like that no longer existed. And
That's
like
so true.
I had to like take that into my own hands and create. That's when I started creating goals and like getting hobbies. And I was like searching for a drug, like, you know, this feeling of like achievement and growth and like forward movement that you get from like doing things and setting goals. And we like thrive off of that. Like, we have to have it. And in adulthood, it's like all on us to create it and take ownership of it.
Because how do you measure growth as an adult when you don't have those built-in milestones? It's like,
we started this podcast.
yeah,
That's kind of an example of something
That's
to
literally
keep
such
us,
an amazing, you guys, hello?
and we have to hold ourselves accountable to actually film it and do it. And
yeah. Well, we haven't missed a week.
You guys
of
are serious about it.
filming, editing, you know, believing. I think it takes a lot of belief too in yourself to find those goals and actually like do it. I mean,
And you have your songwriting as well.
yeah, I think
You guys keep talking about how I do a lot. But you guys do like an insane amount.
We do in a different way. Well, and in the same way.
No,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know.
Like,
I guess
you
we
have-
are also doers.
You're such doers. You have jobs, you have social lives, you do the podcast, you do all of your like auditions,
A night of new works.
like literally so many different things. And you guys have to juggle a lot of being in different places and doing different things. And I feel like so much more than you get credit for. And like the pod is insane. You have a whole setup, and today I was scrolling through the YouTube page. Like, there's so many episodes. You
Yeah, I
really
think
like committed, and
Yeah.
no, it's
Well, thanks,
that's like a
Reese.
major like.
I think it's nice that we have each other to hold ourselves accountable to, because sometimes it's hard to create things by yourself. I mean, that's why
Creating things is so hard.
you have to it is really hard because no one's telling you to keep doing it. I mean, I'm assuming that's why you sign up for the marathon. So your name is there. So you're like, okay, I'm running marathon on this date.
But that's different than like, I'm not creating something and running a marathon, you know? Like, I think that's something that you guys do that deserves so much more credit. Like having to come up with something. I was going to say one thing I think people don't do enough of is thinking, like literally just like thinking and like sitting with your thoughts and like ideating and like daydreaming.
Oh, I love daydreaming.
I love
Sarah loves to daydream.
I like love daydreaming.
Well, we've talked before because we haven't recently, but we used to go on walks together a lot. And we would say that's where all of our creative juices would always be flowing because we're not on our phones. You're getting exercise and you're hanging out at the same time. It's like your brain is just going.
Or in the shower.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. Ugh, yeah.
Yeah. That's part of why I love running is because it's such a great time to like, I think I daydream. Sometimes I like write things in while I'm on a run. Like I'm writing them in my head and then I'll go
So
write
funny.
them down. But I think like such an important part of growth or getting to a place where like you have an idea that you want to create something or you want to start a podcast or you want to set a goal comes from just like spending time thinking.
Yeah.
And I have a hard time with it sometimes because if it's not tangible, it feels like you're not doing something productive or proactive. But you're never going to get to a place where you can like put pen to paper if you don't spend time just like thinking and, like with your thoughts.
Sometimes you have to kind of force yourself to do things. Dude, I know I've talked about A Night of New Works on the pod so much.
Dude,
but
talk about it more.
I'm going to talk about it again. I mean, that's why I'm going to email venue soon and come up with A Night of New Works night 4. I was waiting until I felt ready to start, and I do feel ready for the next one. But I mean, auditioning is so exhausting and it's kind of it is out of your control too. The outcome, of course. I mean, what you bring into the room is in your control for the most part, but it just got exhausting after a point of time. And I was like, I have so many talented writer friends who are writing all of this cool stuff. And I hate that so many shows on Broadway are just pop songs that already exist. No hate. I mean, some of those shows are really great and we love our pop songs too, but more just frustration of feeling like I know of so many good original stuff that's not being put out. So then one day I was like, well, why don't I just do it myself? And then I fully just emailed 54 Below and was like, I would like to set a date. And I gave myself maybe 6 months or something for the first one, just so I was like, okay, October 24th this year, I will be producing this show, setting a date and literally working with this bigger name venue in the theater world and being like, okay, well, I can't fuck up now and just like not do the show.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess that's my spiel on A Night of New Works. It's really helped me to feel like I have a purpose because sometimes auditioning life feels like you don't.
Yeah, for sure. I think there's a difference between auditioning and I always say
creating.
like being the canvas versus being the painter. Like I get a different type of fulfillment when I'm actually creating something versus when I'm going in and being like, hey, look at me. I could be your answer for your project. You know, it's different. And both are valid. It's just like I don't get the same thing from like that side of the artist world as I do with writing music or like creating the podcast, things like that. But
different scale for sure, but like I think it's probably a very similar feeling to like teaching versus practicing yoga.
Yeah,
For sure.
But like yours on a far greater scale.
Well, I was thinking how you said earlier how you were planning to take class the other day and then you ended up having to teach it very last minute. And I was just thinking about how that probably could have been so annoying for you because you were having a long day. And when you're taking class, you can shut your brain off and just listen to the instructor and do what the instructor tells you to do. And of course, you're still working your body hard, but your mind isn't necessarily working hard. And how that probably had to exude so much more energy because you're using your brain all day for work And although maybe you're not doing, I mean, maybe you did do the whole workout. I don't know if you did it while you taught or if you just demonstrated, but you're having to exude so much mental energy you weren't expecting to. I feel like there's probably such a big difference in teaching a workout class versus taking.
Oh,
Canvas versus
Yeah.
literally.
Like it's nice to turn your
different.
brain off in a workout class sometimes.
Yeah.
So you really are creating this class from scratch.
It's a performance.
And your flows are always so different from any other flows I've done.
creative. That's creative.
Like your transitions are so smooth. You're always finding, and I know that you do this on purpose too, but I really do notice it. Sarah finds cool ways to get into new positions. She's not like, okay, now we're entering Warrior 2. And now we are going to go back into a vinyasa flow. You'll have us like move our arms and legs in certain ways to gracefully get from pose to pose. And I love that about your yoga flows.
That is my philosophy in yoga. Shout out 110. They taught me that, but yeah.
Oh, I love that. I think something to remember about, or what's important to remember when you're like creating things is, in your yoga story, it reminded me of this, like, we want to strive for perfection because maybe that's our personality. That's mine, that's for sure. But it doesn't have to be perfect. Like, you have to sometimes just like jump into things or like just do it. Sometimes you have to weed through the bad to like actually get to something good or like refine it, you know? But you have to just like start. And I think maybe a lot of people don't start because they're worried. They want like a perfect thing from day one, and it's not
Tale as old as time.
ever going to be that way. Yeah.
You can't be fearful of failure. You know, like that's where all of your growth is going to come from.
For
and, like,
sure.
It does
doing
take
scary,
time.
hard things. Yeah.
Bringing up Billie Eilish. If you remember that video of her, I think, talking about how each time she starts writing a new album, she gets scared that she lost all of her songwriting skills because it's so bad at first. Like she'll write something and it'll be really bad.
That's
and she's
so
like, I'm
interesting.
never going to be able to write another album again. That's it. I've lost all my skills. But then eventually after continuing working on it, and I think it's that way with so many things. I mean, I feel that way in my art and acting in so many auditions. When I like practice a scene, I'm like, oh my God, that's so bad. I forgot how to act. And then I realized, wait, I haven't done any work to it. And that was my first time saying it out loud. So it's fine.
And also realizing, like, past the starting point, when you have something, you know, I'm thinking in terms of like music, there's never, like, it's never going to be perfect because there's no such thing. It's kind of like you just have to decide when it's
Done.
Ready.
Like, so it's just hard to set those terms for yourself. Like, okay, what's my standard? When can I like let this go? When can I let it be what it is? And then growth is so natural too. When you just keep doing the things, you will get better at it, even if you can't see it in the moment. But you'll like take a break, you'll come back to it, and it's better.
Do you feel like your yoga teaching has improved so much over the years?
Oh yeah, for sure. And even like I took like time off when I moved from North Carolina to New York to just like get my footing here and find a studio. And I feel like from when I started then to like now even, but yeah, definitely have grown and changed a lot as a teacher, and like finding out, I think you have to figure out, like, you have to find your like voice and like your style as a teacher for sure. So
Wow.
yeah. But it's not as like impressive as
I would disagree.
I would also disagree.
I would just say it's different.
It is very different.
but
I think
I don't know. I cannot conceptualize or like wrap. I'm just like blown away by people who can like do the arts. I like wish that I was like artistic and creative in that way.
I was actually thinking about you on one of my auditions the other day because I was like, wow, Sarah doesn't know what it's like to walk into Pearl Studios and have
That's
to
like such a
sit.
big part of
It
our
is
lives.
what would you do multiple times a week? Go to these freaking...
Why me? Why were you like, Sarah?
I don't know. I was just thinking about you because you do so many other things with your life. But I'm like, this is such a random niche thing that Pete and I do that feels like so big. But the majority of people who live in New York City do not do musical theater or spend so much time at Pearl Studios.
Yeah.
I think there's like a lot about your lives, both of them, that like I don't understand
Yeah,
or
that's
know
fair.
anything about.
Like, we go into a room and sing in front of people all the time.
And they're
are
like,
just like, thank you.
And it's so normal.
Like, that's so weird.
That's
That is not the
crazy.
average like person's experience. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
weird. Just thinking about it.
Just thinking.
The take home, our last segment. Basically, the take home is where we just kind of summarize the best we can the conversation. If we wanted the listeners to take home one thing or a few things from this conversation, what would that be?
Doing, moving, grooving. Dash Sarah Park.
Honestly, I came up with that so long ago and it still holds true. I feel good about it.
Doing, moving, grooving.
Do you have anything to close out? Any advice to give to the listeners?
No one wants advice from me.
I do.
I do too.
No, I have no advice to give you. But I feel like I took a lot of things. I will be taking a lot of things home from this podcast. And
Same.
I think, I'm going to take home that it's important that you wake up every day and live a life that you enjoy and that you feel fulfills you. And that you're excited to like get out of bed every morning. Whatever that looks like to you.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
And if there's something you want to do, there's always time. You just have to make it.
Yes.
Figure it out.
Plan, make time, prioritize, set goals.
And balance.
Yeah, move forward.
You
balance.
gotta have the balance.
Basically, just do it all.
Yeah.
That's on doing everything.
You
Do
only
it
have
all.
one life, so
Yeah. Don't waste time.
Don't waste it.
That's my advice. Please don't
Yeah.
waste your time.
don't waste your time.
You're not getting it back.
Yeah. All right, you guys.
Well,
Sarah, do you want to plug your socials?
No.
that's so funny.
That's totally fine. I was going to say, where can people find you? But then I'm like, I don't know if Sarah would want people to follow her. 'Cause
Yeah.
she's not like an actor, artist.
I mean, you guys
person.
can follow me, but it's not entertaining.
Your Instagram is private.
Yeah,
also.
I have a private Instagram. I only post my close friends' stories. So, I maybe one day we'll have something that you can follow.
Well, Sarah doesn't want you to follow her.
I'll just cut all of that out.
yeah.
Anyway, thanks for being on the pod, Sarah. This was a very inspiring
We love
conversation.
Reese.
Wait, I love you guys.
We
I can't
love
believe
you.
I'm here in the
I
stew.
know. You're literally in the stew,
In the
RN.
stew, cooking up.
And you made her sip. Well, we made it together, but
It was
you
very
came up with
delicious.
it.
I'm so proud of you guys. And sorry, am I allowed to do this?
I'm like, whoa. Wasn't
I'm just
expecting a
proud of
compliment.
you and the podcast, and I think it's amazing. And I listen every single week,
Thank you.
and I'm honored to be here.
Well,
And I hope I get to come back.
we're honored to
Yes.
have you. And hopefully the podcast will be around for a long time.
It will
So
be.
You will be back.
She's going viral soon.
Yeah,
She is.
I feel it in my bones. Anyway, speaking of that, you can follow us at Take It Home Pod on Instagram and TikTok. You can also watch this on YouTube if you haven't. If you want to go watch our other episodes, they're all there. See our beautiful faces. Just do all the things you can to support us. Let us know if there's anything you want us to talk about. Please share this with someone if you know of someone who you think would like this. That would be helpful too. Okay. Anyway, new episode every Thursday. And that's it for this week.
Love you.
We love you.
Ciao.
This is where
Love
we
you.
here make a heart with me. I don't know if you've ever seen us do this. If you
No, I
just
don't
listen.
watch. I listen.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.